Welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, Dr. Yukon Suckit. So thank you for joining me today, and if you end up liking this video, I'd appreciate it if you could please hit the big thumbs up at some point. Your feedback means a lot to me, and I'd like to know what you think. So anyways, today I'm bringing you a deck that is referred to right now as Izzet Giant. Izzet because it is red and blue, and Giant because it features a lot of giants. It also has a dragon in it too, but yeah, we'll go with the giant stuff for now. The reason why I'm kind of flashing back to this is because last night I was playing one of my pretty good decks. I don't remember which one it was. Just having some casual fun, and this deck wrecked me. I mean, I'm not sure if it's exactly this deck, but it was very similar to it. So I thought, man, I've got to try to play a good giant deck again, and I went out and I found this over on AetherHub. So let's take a look at what's in this deck, and then we'll play it a few times to see how well it works out against people who are not me. So at the low end, we have Wizard class. You have no maximum hand size. When this becomes level 2, you draw 2 cards, and whenever you draw a card, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Okay? And then we got Glimpse the Cosmos, which allows us to look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them in your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. As long as you control a giant, you may cast Glimpse of the Cosmos from your graveyard by paying 1 rather than its mana cost. If you play Glimpse of the Cosmos this way, you put it in exile. All right, so because it's a giant, you get to do it twice or so. We got Thundering Rebuke. This is the stuff that was killing me. It was doing 4 points of damage. I just couldn't keep any creature alive because of this kind of thing. So anyways, 4 points of damage to target creature or planeswalker. We got Crush the Weak, which will do 2 points of damage to each creature, and if a creature would die, then it is exiled instead. That's this nice little sweeper of the low end stuff. Demon Bolt does 4 points of damage to target creature or planeswalker, so it's just like Thundering Rebuke, except for it's got Foretell, so it's slightly more expensive unless you foretell it, in which case then it becomes a lot less expensive. We got Seize the Spoils, which allows you to discard a card, at which point you could draw 2 cards and create 2 treasure tokens. So that's red ramping right there. We got Aegar, the Freezing Flame, who's a giant wizard, 3/3. Whenever a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls is dealt excess damage, if a giant wizard or spell you control deals the damage to it this turn, you draw a card. So I guess instead of trample, you get a little bit of card draw off this guy. We got the Calamity Bearer, not the Calamity Bearer, but Bearer. He's a 3/4 giant berserker. If a giant source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to the permanent or player instead from giant sources. So double damage for giants. We got Squash. Costs less if you control a giant. Squash deals X damage. So it means only 2 to do 6 damage to target creature or planeswalker as long as you got a giant in play. That's not bad. 4 of those things, great. We got Burn Down the House, that sweeps for 5, or you can create 1/1 red devil creatures that when they die, they deal 1 point of damage to any target. Goldspan Dragon, which is flying hasty 4/4, and every time it attacks or becomes the target of a spell, you create a treasure token, and all treasure tokens are worth 2 mana rather than 1 for yourself. So we got the Quakebringer, who's a 5/4, and opponents cannot gain life. So suck it, white. At the beginning of your upkeep, Quakebringer deals 2 damage to each opponent, and this only triggers if Quakebringer's on the battlefield or if Quakebringer's in your graveyard and you control another giant, which hopefully you'll have. You can pay for him slightly less provided that you foretell him. And then lastly, we got the Cyclone Summoner, which when you put him out, you will return all permanents to the owner's hands except for giants, wizards, and lands. And so that means that your Goldspan will go back to your hand. But pretty much everything else you got, I mean, I guess the wizard class is not a wizard, so that'll come back to your hand. But everything else you got is a giant, so they will stay. We got a bunch of snow lands, we got some dual lands, and that's about it. So let's give this a try and see how well it works out. All right, going against RB3 Comics. RB3. We got 2 mana, and that kind of sucks. I'm going to mulligan. We still got 2. I'm not going to mulligan again, so we'll keep it. And we'll get rid of Squash. I can start foretelling these things. Alright, so I'll foretell the Demon Bolt as well, unless I can just use it. Hopefully I'll get another mana, because I need to start ramping up to at least 4. Got some Orzhov-y kind of action going on here. Another mana. Foretell. Okay, I can put out this guy on the next turn. What is it, snow? Got 1 snow land so far, that's about it. On their side. We got 3. Alright, excellent, excellent. So I will, I really don't think we need that much blue. So I'll red it up. I'm going to go to put this guy out. And we are done. Not a lot of haste action going on here. I can start squashing things. That's not going to happen. What does this mean? No attacks or blocks? Still got a giant in play though. Alright, we're going to foretell it. That way we'll be able to cast next turn. And next, in turn. Oh, I should have foretold that guy too. Gosh dang it. No life gain for you, senor. Think he's just going to pin me down though. We went a long time with nothing going on. Alright, we've got a foretell. And I'll foretell this. A lot of foretold. And I'm coming for the attack. And you're not gaining any life from that thing. So now the elixir is useless. Alright, not so useless anymore. No, the Quakebringer. Well, he needs to start fielding some. Yeah, that's it. He needs to start fielding some dudes so we can kill him. Because nothing I have will go against non-creatures, or I should say against players specifically. We're totally packing for elephant as far as any creature is concerned. We're done. Yeah, blow up your enchantment. Give me my guy back. Sorcery, so that's not happening. Alright, so I need some of those giants you've been promising me, deck. Not a giant. That's what, like the 20th land in a row? I'm starting to blame the shuffler at this point. Oh, jeez Louise. I mean, that's just whatever, you know. Doomscar, you know, any creature I put out is going to be immediately killed. There you go, fish. That's not going to do me any good. I create some creatures. Let's try that. Suck it! Suck it! Of course, you can gain 2. I'm only doing 3 per turn. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Alright, got some beef out. There we go. Dead. We just have to burn through all that crap, but I'd say that's pretty much all he's got going on in his deck. If anything, he's probably just going to run out of cards. What does he got? 48 left? I got 40. How does he have 8 more cards than me with the way he's been burning through it? I got another meta to do. Let's draw 2 cards. Land and land. What else am I doing here? Let's go and see what I can find in the top 3. Let's grab a dragon. Alright. Oh, I won't be able to keep a creature in play. Yeah, this guy's just looking to kill. Your entire deck is nothing but control, my friend. Why don't you let me have my turn back? Of course, as soon as you put a creature out, I will kill it. There we go. Death of 1,000 cuts. Heck yeah. Let's see them get rid of 2 of them now. I'm sure they can. Is that an instant? Let's see, Demon Bolt. That'll totally kill it. Here comes the Doomscar. There we go. All right. Defeat. All right, Ace to the face. Let's hopefully you're here to brawl. 4 lands, 1 giant, and a couple of eyeballs. Let's start off with the blue. Speaking of eyeballs, great. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just being greedy at this point. Three eye twitches. Can't even wait for them to be killed on their own. Life gain. With Menace, let's just kill it. No sort of delaying myself at this point, but I just am not in the mood for that. I can't do anything about that. Number of cards in your hand. I don't have much longer to live. Alright, well I could do something else, but I have to kill both of those guys to do it. Let's see. Dragon! Auto pay. So he's just gonna throw it onto his other eye twitch, which ain't cool. But at least I got one of them out of the air. I might have to chill out with the dragon, leave him as a defender. He's got 6 cards in his hand. If he wants to use that Vecna, you better just slap it on now. Alright, Goldspan, you are now a defender. Unless, of course, I can get some direct damage. Not any direct damage. What do I have here? We got 1, 2 at 6 mana. Not enough for the Cyclone Summoner. So we'll put out the Calamity Bearer. And let's glimpse the Cosmos. See what we can find. Another dragon. Let's grab that. Since we can't cast it, let's play the other one. And Thundering Rebuke. There we go. And no attacks. Okay, now I got a Witch with Menace I gotta worry about. Would be nice would just be to bounce everything. Non-gianty. Mana. Mana is what I like right now, thank you. That's not mana. Alright, so now I gotta think. He's got 3 dudes, and any of them could kill me. So, and I don't have any giants out, so that's not gonna help at all. Let's start off with this little twosome right there, which means goodbye to the dragon. I guess a Demon Bolt it is. Yeah, that's not going to happen too well, is it? Alright, game's over. Here we go. Demon Bolt. Yes. And we're dead. Oh, I wasn't allowed to pay my 3 life? Come on in. At least you made it quick. Thank you so much. Alright, we're playing against ModerateRevenge. And we got 3 mana. Just a smidge of red, though. I'll try it. I'll try it. Oh, okay, I got 2 reds. Good. Good, good, good. And another red. Alright, Dick. Will you provide it this time? Don't talk to my fish. Alright, let's go ahead and foretell. I foretell a future where one of your creatures will be shot. Let's see what else we can get our hands on. Alright, so this next turn we could definitely put out a Calamity Bearer. All blue, this is a good time. They don't have anything to counter us with. These are probably counter spells up here. You know, back in the olden days, if there was a lizard dude standing in the doorway like that, you would have killed it. He wouldn't have been your pal. Oh, let's say red. Put out the bear. And be done. Black? When did he get black? I have to discard 2 cards here, huh? And this one, since I can play with the giant. See what happens here. There we go. 3 times double to 6, 6 double to 12. Holy smokes! I know I'd be peeing my pants too. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, there you go. Holy smokes, man, that was nuts. Yeah, that's it for those 2. All right, game over. Victory! Okay, so this is Izzet Giant, and yeah, I gotta say those first 2 games, you know, just getting picked off by control decks. What are you gonna do? You know, I was just you can sit there and wait, but pretty much you just gotta grind your way through them. Same thing with a blue counterspell deck. You gotta grind your way through it. There's practically nothing you could do but just put up with the BS until they run out of cards. In that first game, it was just nothing but control. There's never a chance to do anything. That just sucks, and it's not a fun game to play. I don't even remember the second game. I must just be repressing it at this point. The third game was space awesome, and the main reason why is because of, God, who was it? It was a Calamity Bearer. Yeah, I didn't even recognize it. I knew it said if a giant of your source would deal damage to a planet, it deals double that damage to the permanent or player instead. And I was thinking double strike is what I was thinking. So I thought, yeah, if you get 2 of them out, whatever, you can't have double strike. It just is. It's just double strike. And then as I put down my second one, I realized, no, this thing says double the damage, which meant that if there were 2 of them out, you're doubling the double of the damage, which meant that it's gone from being a 3 to a 6 and from a 6 to a 12. One hit knocked him down from 20 to 8. Oh, that was so much fun. That was so good. It doesn't take much with a Calamity Bearer, even double Calamity Bearers, and any other giant to just totally smoke what was going on there. Yeah. So there's a lot going on with these giants. I wish I also got to play the Cyclone Summoner because I got a Simic deck with Cyclone Summoner in it, and I just love when he comes into play and the board gets wiped and he stays behind. Now, if you had a bunch of other giants that just stayed behind as well, oh, that would be so nice. So incredibly nice. One thing I do like about this deck is it doesn't stick just with giants. Goldspan Dragon is a very nice addition to it. So what sucks about this deck is just that it has almost no control over what's going on. It has to put out creatures. All of the control that it does have, this Thundering Rebuke, Crush the Deck, Demon Bolt. What else we got? Squash, Burn Down the House. It's just creature planeswalker. So yeah, for red, it is doing control. It is doing lots of great control. Not much in the way of blue control, but you know what? I hate blue control generally. Bouncing's okay, but not counter spells. Those things suck. So I really like what's going on here. I think it's a ton of fun if you're allowed to play. So yeah, but I'm going to ultimately say it's not super competitive in today's format. It's not going to hold up well against control decks. I kind of wish we got to see what I got to do against modern aggro decks with those little dudes that go super fast, because I think with Thundering Rebuke, you might have a chance at taking them down. Plus you got all of the red control might have a chance at taking out those Naya Enchantment and Naya Rune dudes. I mean, when you grow too big, there's almost nothing you can do at that point. Your giants aren't that strong to hold them down, but maybe you just have to see. So I'm going to rate this deck a B+, just because I don't think it can hold up against the modern too much, but it's a lot of fun, and it is a finely tuned deck with a good theme to it. So anyways, if you end up taking my advice and playing this deck, I hope you have as much fun with it as I did. In the words of the Daily Dose of Internet, that's the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Later.